Welcome, Ouachita County Artisans. It's great to be back with you. We've been blessed with some very warm days of recent, and it's been kind of difficult to get out and to do very much, but this morning we have been blessed with some beautiful weather, about 80 degrees. I'm sure it will get up into the triple digits here after a while, but we are very blessed to be able to be with you this morning. As I've noted, I have some projects in the shop that I'm working on. I'll share some of that with you as we go along. But this morning, I wanted to encourage you about having a multiplicity or several different ways of having power. Now, in our area, it is a reality about electricity. It's going to go off. It's going to go off. We have storms. We have ice storms sometimes, and the electricity goes off. Just the other night, there was a little storm between us and the main area where we get our electricity, and the lights went out for a short time. You know, one of the things that I've always done in my life is had different sources of power. And here on the ranch, we have natural gas to heat with. We have electricity. We heat with wood. And sometimes we heat with composite materials that I put together. Also, we make certain that we have a generator. It's a gas generator, and that thing is more trouble than it's worth, but if you don't have electricity for several days, it really comes in handy. I have inverters that I can put on my vehicles. It used to be a whole lot easier to do that. We have an older vehicle that we use here at the ranch, and we kind of keep it around just for those kind of applications. It's a 2003 model, so it'll do that without messing something up real bad. But always throughout my life, I have noted that I need several different sources of energy to make certain that when I need what I need, I'll have it. Now, recently, we come across this little deal, and I'm not paid for any of these deals, not paid by them, not putting out anything by them. These are probably something that I found on half price. And I bought this little jewel. It's a vault, and as long as you have some way to charge it, it works pretty good. And it doesn't last very long. I don't remember what it says. I got to get my glasses on so I can see up close. Let me see here. This is a 50,400 milliamp. So it's not very big. And it has some things that we can charge our cell phones and we can charge the computer on. The only problem with this, I have to charge it either by a house current or I have to charge it in a vehicle. Now, that's fine. It's got something to do with the input. It's just smaller than the other inputs that I have. But I bought it because I said, I want to try this out. Now, this is not the first thing like this that I have utilized. I've used these pocket juices to power my cell phone, radios, computer, all of those kind of things. Had these for years. Carried them around with me just in case everything went off. So I've had this one. I've got 2 or 3 others. This is a Go Charge that I bought, and I use this quite a bit. I keep it with me. A lot of times if I'm charging batteries for my iPad, it'll charge my iPad. It will charge my batteries for my cameras and those kind of things. Then last year, or probably around the first part of this year, I found this GoPro Plus, and there's been a few reviews on this, and I found it at half price. I'll tell you what, I don't like buying anything at full price, but anyway, they were at half price, and I bought one. I said, I'm going to try it. Now, in my thinking, it's better for me to get something half price, try it, and if it don't work, that's it. I've only spent a little bit of money. I've seen and I've looked online and on YouTube and Facebook and all of that about these generators, and I know a lot of the guys are getting generators, and these electric generators, and they interest me, and I'm certainly I don't know a lot about them. This one does well. We've hooked it up to the TV. We've hooked it up to the internet. And if the electricity goes off, we'll hook one of these to the TV and the other to the internet, and we can watch TV. You know, that's important. You got to have that TV. So we had that. But I wanted to move a step further and learn about solar. Now, back in the 70s, it was a big thing to solar heat your home. But it was so expensive that for us, you know, for poor folks, we didn't have the funds to do that. And we did look into it, and I've always been one who was interested in those kind of things. But we never did have the opportunity to follow up and do that. I've always looked at the window units that you build to solar heat your house, and never did build one. But I've looked at them and thought about it. But I'm not an electrician. I'm not an electronics technician. As a matter of fact, electricity kind of gives me a fright, if you will. But I decided, since I had bought these, especially the Go Power, because everything that I have will charge the Go Power from solar. So I bought the solar stuff. Well, I went someplace that I could get the solar stuff reasonable. I don't know if it's cheap, but it's reasonable to me and available. So I went to Harbor Freight. They are not paying me to say anything about this. They don't support this channel. But I bought me a 25 watt solar panel. And I figured I probably wouldn't electrocute myself with 25 watts, but I might. You can't ever tell. Anyway, I got it, and here it is, if I can get it up here. This is the solar panel that I bought. And here's the crazy thing. We're sitting in the shade, and this thing's making electricity. I did hook it up to the Go Power and charge the Go Power from it being dead, and it took several hours. It took quite a long time, but I didn't know. I don't know a lot about this. There are some people that are on YouTube that know everything about this solar stuff. But it gives me another source of power that I can utilize. Now you have to bear with me. My close neighbor decided this morning that he wants to mow. So he's out mowing this morning with his tractor. Maybe I'll catch him one of these mornings when he's sleeping in, and I'll get the old tractor out, and I'll get up there and I'll start mowing down on the east end of the pasture. I wake him up. Anyway, that's life, you know. That's the fun part of life. Anyway, back to my solar stuff. I get off on tangents and I'll chase rabbits. Y'all got to watch me. So the thing is that I needed it to hook into this. So I bought with the panel all these connectors, and this connector that I got here fits right into my Go Power, my input. Works great. It will not fit. Yeah, we want him to get a little closer here since we're filming this morning, but it will not fit in here. So I'm not for certain if I can find a reducer. Now, like I said, a lot of this stuff I don't know a lot about. So I'm learning. But here it is. Doesn't matter how young or how old you are, you can learn about things if you will study it out. So I bought this. Of course, the greatest thing, or one of the great things that came in that box, was this extension cord that I've got all wrapped up in everything else. It also come with a plug-in like this that you can utilize, and you can hook it up to your battery directly and trickle charge a battery. I'm going to try that on some batteries that I have. So I have a lot of different things that come along with that. Now, as I was studying all of these things, it kept telling me that I needed a charger control. So I purchased a high dollar, this thing is expensive for poor folks, charger controller. Now, I haven't utilized it yet, but whenever I start trying to charge some of these deep cycle batteries that I have one that we use on a trolling motor, and then I have one that we use on a trailer. So I'm going to set this up, and if I blow the battery up, I blow the battery up. As long as we don't start any fires, we'll be okay. The key factor here is that I think we all need to not put all of our eggs in one basket. And that is that we need to have several different sources of energy available. As you can tell, that the wind is out of the south. My neighbor is on the south. He's over there with a big shredder, and he's stirring up all the dirt. So I've got to wait till the wind is out of the north before I start shredding. But I'll do that. That's life, guys. You know, praise the Lord that he has the ability to get out and mow and have the equipment that he has. And I'm thankful that God has blessed me with this old girl. She's a blessing to me. And as you can tell probably back here, I've got the disc on. I've been trying to get some of the weeds out of the old garden spot. We're not using it, did not use it this year. But I'm trying to get some of the Johnson grass cut out of it while we have this heat. But back to where I'm chasing rabbits again. Utilize different ways of having fuel, having the power that you need. I remember many years ago, whenever we lived in a community and the gas line that come into the community froze. It got so cold, the natural gas froze. Well, that pretty much put everybody out of heat in town. A lot of people have homes that are totally electric. Electricity goes off, they have no heat. At that time, whenever the gas was froze, we had a wood stove in our house, and we were toasty warm, and we could even cook on that stove. So we had what we needed. I can remember that when there was times that we would have electric cook stoves, electricity go out, we couldn't cook. Well, I have a couple of 2-burner stoves that I can put propane on, and they'll cook. We have things that we cook outside with propane. With wood, the tractor runs on propane. The vehicles run on gasoline. I've got lanterns that run on either the white gas or the Coleman fuel. I've got one that'll run on regular gasoline. It don't like this new stuff. But have different sources available to you, and that's kind of what this video is about. And hey, if you know what I need to do to come down to be able to charge this solar, that'd be great. I don't know what size this is. And like I said, I'm not an electrician. I'm not anything along that line. This is something that is new to me, but I'm learning how to do it, and that's a good thing. Learn something new. And I don't care how old you are. I hear people say, well, I'm too old. Well, you're not. You know, if my mother can operate an iPad and a computer and she's in her 80s, I guarantee you, you can learn to do something also. Dear friends, I am so thankful that you are with us during this video today. And like I said, this is not a how-to video by any means, because I don't know how to, but it's a direction that I'm looking at, a direction that I'm trying to learn. And I'll be honest with you, and all these little storage deals, the Blue Eddy and the Jackery, and there's so many of them out there, and it makes me confused. You know, I'm confused. I don't know what will last, what will pull, what will work, but I'm learning. So learn about different applications of power, because power in our world today can be here this second, and in another second it's gone. I mean, that's just the way it is. You can have electricity right now, and 2 seconds it's gone. You could have natural gas, in 2 seconds it's gone. And there's no telling about the wood situation. Wood's getting higher. If you have to buy it, it's harder to go out and cut it and find it. There was one year that we rolled newspapers. We have a newspaper roller that we utilize. We've made the briquettes to burn in the fireplace. Don't leave yourself reliant on just one energy source. Spread it out. Use it. One of the things that I've thought's been pretty neat of late that I see, and that's everybody that has these electric bicycles. And I think those are cool. If you could solar charge them and use them, and you know, I can remember as a youth, I rode miles and miles and miles, but I'm not a youth anymore. And I cannot pedal a bicycle miles and miles and miles anymore. But with something that has an assist on it or something like that, that'd be pretty neat. But again, some of the power packs and those kind of things are a little confusing to me still. I don't understand it completely by any means. And I keep looking at these things, and they cost so much money. And I'm thinking, well, you know, I don't know if I've got that much money to spend on that. But I'm going to continue to learn with this. I'm going to set up a deep battery today since it's so sunshiny and see if I can charge it. Don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it works. I'm going to put it out here by the barn and see if it'll charge up. If it charges up, great. If it doesn't, it is what it is. So we are so blessed to have you with us today. Remember, on our YouTube channel, and this is our YouTube channel, to push that like button, subscribe to us, ring the bell, and leave a comment. We will put this up on our Facebook page, which if you go to the Facebook page, Ouachita County Artisans, you'll see a lot of the stuff that we build. And like I said, I'll be back in the shop after a while. I've got projects going in the shop. We're going to be building some other things. If you need something, let us know, the wooden kind of things. But in Facebook, we want you to share